All right, shalom.
Shalom.
We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash.
double honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. Yes, as brothers here for another one, another live lesson. We live, correct? Yeah, so we live. We just going through the love of many being wax cold. Pursuant to Matthew the 24th chapter is also written in Luke the 21st chapter. If I'm not mistaken, Mark and John also. But Yahweh Shah said it best that in these latter times, it's going to be a lot of individuals, their heart waxes cold. Heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab. To wax, of course, is to gradually grow. If you look at the moon, it has its waning phases, when it decreases, and it has its waxing, waxing gibbous, various waxing of phases when the light, the illumination grows. So when the scripture says that the light, the heart of many shall wax cold, it goes, it's driving to that point of the word cold. Now, a brother had brother here in the camp, the captain, brother Awa, he had went into the Greek, posted in the group. That was my first time seeing it. I was like, yeah, that's spiritual. It's the Greek word psycho. Psycho. And if you look at it on a world spectrum, man, it's a lot of psychopaths, man. They're coming out with the movie The Purge next week, July the 2nd. I think that's on a Wednesday. And art imitates life. A lot of these shows.
So Friday.
Huh?
Friday.
That's Friday. What, the 2nd? Okay, Salakia. So the 2nd, but art imitates life. And a lot of these movies and these shows that's being produced, it's really showing the mindset of these people. And we got a few articles because people are going fucking mayhem. It was really prior to this pandemic taking place, this pandemic hitting, but as the pandemic or the VID-19, excuse me, the VID, the VID took place. It's been a lot of shootings. It's been a lot of domestic violence. It's been a lot of the term is matricide, killing of mothers, fratricide, if I'm not mistaken, which is the killing of fathers. It's been a lot of school shootings. There's been a lot of random shootings. There's been a lot of police brutality. A lot of carjackings, heists. People are, they're out of their the friggin' minds, man. And that's written up in the prophecy. The spirit of actually having respect for one another. There's been a lot of Karens on the prowl. Trying to get. Hell, they got a new movie called Karen finna come out. Looks like it's trash. I wouldn't watch it. But the fact is, they got movies and stuff like that to show the vibration that's being put out there. Like I said, a lot of these Karens, running down on Jakes trying to get them locked up. Things are getting extremely tough out here, man. And you're seeing that these American citizens, their minds are bottoming out, man.
Yeah.
They no longer have nothing to live for. A lot of suicide has been. That's why you got something known as the suicide hotline, man. But you got it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold."
Yeah. Also, it says iniquity shall abound. What's iniquity? Sin upon sin upon sin. And it's swelling up. Like the scripture says that this is likened unto a breach, ready to fall. Everything is starting to become a leak over. Because a lot of our fathers, our grandparents and things of that nature, they didn't really teach Jake the ways of righteousness. You had great grandma, taught your grandma. Your grandma taught your mom. And then you'll see your mom, she might lack a lot of things, coming into the truth. You see everybody lacking, of course, but you start to see how the generations start to depreciate over time. your mom don't really have, you know, the mindset of your grandma. You know, she has certain, you know, traits. She, you know, she would, you know, a lot of these moms can't hold it down like how you know, so-called big mama was doing it. But then you have these older, you know, these grandmas and stuff like that taught a lot of filth, you know, in these households, and that really developed a real negative spirit on the generations down the line. You know, had the children eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, you know, teaching, you know, it is certain parents like that teach children how to shoplift, man. Shoplift on a low level stuff, you know, stuff gum and stuff like that, and they, you know, bag whatever. Because I've been amongst them. You know, this woman used to, you know, shoplift with her children, man. Yeah. You know, which in turn, you know, bugs the children out. You know, then they don't really have a real form of direction. You know, they don't have a true, you know, leadership to really look up to. They don't have really parental, you know, true parental guardians. So they live life with basically a chip on their shoulder. You know, then they have a level of resentment for their parents because their parents put so many demons on them. You know, and you know, had it where they missed out on a lot of, you know, opportunities in life because their parents was pushing nothing but negativity, whether consciously or subconsciously, in the mind of these children. You know, on top of what's, you know, the social media, the bad diet that these children have, this, you know, American public school food system. So all these things compound, and that's how iniquity is abounding, man. Yeah, the scripture say
that women should bring forth monstrous children, man. You know, and it really starts, you know, with how Esau separated, you know, Jake's household, man, to where you will be able to have, you know, that balance, man, because you're supposed to get the love, you know, and the care from your mom, but your father is supposed to instill discipline within you. You know, that's why you see a lot of people, you know, who grew up with both parents, you know, they be somewhat level-headed, man. Yeah. You know, but versus, you know, someone who just grew up with, you know, just their father or just their mother, you know, they be kind of thrown off a little bit, even with growing up with just your father, man. You know, some Jake be too hard. You know, they don't know how to show emotion. You know, so it's a balance with even that, like the
cold-hearted. Like you say, because you know, because Yahweh Shah was moved with compassion. Yahweh Shah wasn't just moved. I mean, excuse me, wasn't just raised by Joseph. You know, Mary, you know, partook in a full upbringing of Yahweh Shah. Of course, she was his mother. All mothers upbring, you know, but she was he just said she was. It was the balance, you know, and really he was balanced by the spirit above all. These Jakes ain't balanced by the spirit, man. You know, because you could grow up without a father and a mother and come into the truth, you know, and be right in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shah, you know. But when you don't have the words of Yahweh Shema Shah, and like you said, on top of that, you grew up without a father or you grew up without a mother, that's a chemical imbalance, man. Then you see why these Jakes be, you know, in an emotional rage. You know, a lot of these men you know, fear rejection. You know, they try to climb up the ladder, you know, in life, and they get knocked down, you know, a ladder step or two. Now they, you know, want to go to the gun store and fucking, you know, wet something up. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And that's another word. It's a lot of lunatics. It's a lot of crazy folks. Yeah, you know, a lot of people that's deranged. I've been seeing lately, you know, certain people in traffic. You know, you might, you know, give somebody a little side fender. Yeah, you know, a fender bender. And they ready to go to jail for the rest of their life, man. You know,
because you missed when the light turned green. You know, and it's some more on that kitchen too. But if I could say also, death is you know, is going to get closer to you too, man. You know, just like how we seeing these articles about, you know, how did you know, the woman killed her child. You know, the man who I seen the video, guy, you know, was dealing with this woman, and they called the police on him for domestic violence. When the police showed up, Jake just, as soon as he opened the door, he killed the cop. He shot him right in the head.
Oh shit! Oh, I was thinking of another one because the cops actually, the chick called the cops on the dude, and the cops killed him. But you go ahead.
And just a quick point: the Jake who I went to high school with, you know, used to play basketball with him recently. You know, his the mother his baby mama shot him in his sleep, dead in the head. Him and his brother. You know,
Damn.
dead in the sleep. You know, so that's how you know, man. That's why I made the statement that a death is gonna get closer because the scriptures say it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
yeah, that's why you have to watch who you know your company. Watch the certain individuals you're around, because a lot of these individuals, man, if they really go to Esau's lab and do like brain scans and what they call like MRIs or whatnot, you know, just to check. Some of these jakes need their heads checked out, man.
They'll be in the psych ward.
Yeah, you start checking a lot of these Negroes' heads in the hoods, man. You know, probably see like, you know, Jake got 70% of a brain, man.
Yeah, tattoos all over.
Yeah,
when you see Jake with tattoos all over their face and their head, man, they bugged out, man.
They be spazzed out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of these women too. And what Jake say, they on demon time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the scripture says when thou be amongst, and it's really for us brothers in the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, because we're gonna get some scriptures in there because it says that. You know, when you amongst these certain, you know, these loony Negroes, man.
Be discreet.
You know, don't be out running your mouth with these certain jakes, man. Trying to hold a debate. Mm-hmm. You know, trying to prove points. You know, of course, now when it comes to on the highways and byways, we defend our square for the words he how about Shema Shah for the truth's sake. But you know, when you in real time, man, you know, you amongst, you know, these vampires and these ghouls and goblins and shit. Mm-hmm. You know, man, just stay out the way, man. Mm-hmm. You know, but you got still some more in that Matthew, right?
Yeah, still some more in Matthew. Okay. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. I'll start from the top again. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Mm-hmm. But he..."
Yes, so the love of many, basically they're going to grow cycle. Mm-hmm. You know, these same individuals that, you know, you once knew and loved, their hearts are going to change, man.
Yeah. And
it's not going to change for the better. It's going to change. Because if it's not changing for the better, you know, turning to the words of Yahweh Shema Shah, converting, mm-hmm. like the scripture says, lest thou convert and be healed.
Yeah.
Then it's changing for the worse, man.
Yep. And we always make mention, a lot of Jake just holding back because of the consequences. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how you know that when you know, 911, you know, is no longer available. A lot of Jake, that green light is gonna trigger off in their head to where, like how you mentioned the purge, man. Yeah,
the suicide hotline is gonna be out. Mm-hmm. So now they're gonna, you know, want to take their frustration out on somebody close to them. Mm-hmm. You know, when it's gonna get to the point where the law enforcement, they ain't gonna be able to keep up with all the calls, because you know the line's gonna be off. It's gonna get to the point like, man, we can't even. Hell, they were speaking about that.
Yeah, we're not in Chicago. They already doing that.
They already doing it. You know, they're not even really aggressively pursuing certain crimes. You know, because crime is all over the place. It turns into Gotham City. You know, you got these little super villains raising up, and they got bands of hundreds of men behind them. You know, like it showed you in that movie, The Joker, man. All these little weirdo jokers. You know, it's starting to become that in real life, man. But you got it. That's why that movie was so impactful. The newest Joker that came out, I think it got who was it? I don't know the actual award, but Joaquin Phoenix had won it. I don't know if it's a Grammy or one of those, you know, Oscar. Yeah, Oscar. You know, because a lot of people related to the psycho mind of that guy Joker, man. Mm-hmm. Joker is the #1 villain of all time. Yeah. You know, and you know the times we living in, that's bar none. Mm-hmm. Really rated with the villains and stuff like that. That's the most popular out of the bunch. You know, mm-hmm. But you got some more on that. I got a precept too.
Kind of verse 13. It says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved."
You could go into it.
God, so that's what it's about. It's about, you know, enduring, you know, and keeping that level head in the midst, you know, of all this madness, man. Because the scriptures speak about how the whole world, you know, is going to be tried. Mm-hmm. You know, so in the midst of all this madness going on, the riots, you know, mm-hmm. Esau reviling us, mm-hmm. you know. And the pestilence, mm-hmm. you know, all this famine. Stuff. Yeah, the famine. Mm-hmm. You know, all this stuff transpiring. And it's up to us to keep that level head, man. That's why you got Isaiah 33:6, mm-hmm. which is a heavily quoted scripture, because this is the time that we're going into, man. The scriptures have to be in our mind to be able to endure, you know what's about to transpire, man.
Yep, and we gotta always think about worst case scenarios too.
Mm-hmm.
Like how would our mind frame be when there's an EMP and we no longer could call our mama, brothers, uncles, your favorite auntie or whatnot.
Yeah.
They on a whole other side of town or a different state, and you ain't gonna be able to have access to them to the kingdom of heaven, man. Is you gonna be all worrisome? Nah, the scripture speak about we gotta soldier up.
Mm-hmm.
We know that at the end of the day, is every man for himself. Scripture says, "Let every man work out his own salvation with fear and trembling."
Right.
And the Lord, if He's there to deliver you, He's going to be with you to the end. And if He's there, to put you to death, then you already know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about you having family members, they might get clipped in Cincinnati or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a family. A lot of brothers have family in the South. Something go down. Like this whole thing with the building collapse, big ass building in Miami.
Yeah.
Hey, that's judgment, man. I think it was thousands of people, whatnot. Whole building just slammed down.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a lot more of that, man, and we're gonna see the actual devil, as it is written in Revelation 12:12, come down with great wrath. This devil's part of those psychos that's gonna wax cold, man. It ain't like he's just gonna be in the background when the citizens, gonna be getting busy. It showed you that on I think that was the first purge.
Mm-hmm.
Where the government was going down. I think it was on like the third purge. It was on multiple purges when the governments were some of the main ones contribute. They was putting a lot of money funding the purge, man.
Yeah.
Encouraging citizens to kill one another because they was trying to have a massive die-off. Mm-hmm. And I just posted that video also about Deagle's prediction. It was not saying it's actually scripture and it's 100% accurate, but a lot of these spectators and analysts, population analysts, they're expecting a major population decline within the coming years, man. You see? So you got something else?
That was it on that.
Okay, I'm gonna get that in Lamentations and also 2nd Ezra 5 and 8 because you made mention to these children, these generations, each children. Going mayhem. It's a lot of pandemonium in the streets, man. Lamentations 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out their breasts; they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Right, and it's a lot of these women too. They're going to be they're going to show their true colors. Mm-hmm. A lot of these women got extreme demons on them, man.
Yeah, majority of them.
And they can hide it on social media. Mm-hmm. They can hide it behind a lot of their followers. Yeah. They could cultivate an image and a personality that, can, basically have it where most people respect them and deify them. Yeah. Not knowing their true colors. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of these individuals will go to their medical practitioners and take these different antidepressants, take these certain drugs to suppress their demons. Mm-hmm. But that's really what it is. When you take antidepressants, when you take Oxycontins, and you take all these different adverse drugs, it's to really keep your demons down, man. Mm-hmm. But what do you do when these different hospitals can no longer, supply you with what's needed for your anxiety, or your, like I said, your depression issues? You're gonna be left on a whim, man. And you're gonna left. It says, you just quoted, wisdom and knowledge shall be. But if you ain't got the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're gonna just be, left to your thoughts. Yeah. And a lot of these Jake's thoughts are truly predicated upon evil. Mm-hmm. They're gonna take it out on the next person that pisses them off the most, man. Mm-hmm. Whether it's their kids. A lot of these Jakes been killing their kids too, man. Yeah. It's a foul thing to see. Hey, but we know what time it is, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of these Jakes are not right, man. But I'm gonna get that in also. Let's see. 2nd Ezra 5. Yep, 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. It says, there shall be, I'll start at verse 7. And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, And the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we've seen these little jakes, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're literally monsters. You know, and in the time that's coming in, you can't move with these, move around these kids and just look at them like a little 6-year-old innocent boy. You know, shit, a lot of those kids gonna be the worst villains, in that day, man.
Right. You know, Jay be laughing at it. Just like when you get a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're like, oh, he's so cute, and and hug him and sleep with him. But as that puppy age, and you gotta take him out, and you gotta instill discipline. Now it ain't so cute no more, but it's the same thing with bringing raising a child, man. You have to instill discipline within your child, man.
Yeah.
The scriptures say, in Sirach, the 30th chapter, that basically he that loves his child, causing him to
agree with the enemy.
Yeah. Hit him, basically discipline him to see the joy of him at the end.
In the latter end, yeah.
And that's what majority of our people lack, man. Just like the video posted, it may have been fake, but they had the little baby, it tattooed his whole body. Jay had a head. He just looked like a little nigga, man.
Yeah.
But it's funny now, but when wickedness, is increased in that child's mind, and that toy gun becomes a real gun, and he out robbing and killing. Now that's the seed. That's the seed that you raised, man. It ain't cute, man.
Yeah, it's not cute. And then see what's going on right now is the governments are starting to crack down harder because they see the crime is getting worse. They're funding these different police, whether it's NYPD, APD, LAPD, all these different police departments. They're funding them, and Jake wants, what was the major thing of defund the police? They're trying to take away from, the funds of the police, and Jake is starting to lack respect for the police. So now they're testing and tempting the police on a higher level, and these police are more on threat level. They're always on red because they see what's going on with these different Jakes, man. These Jakes are fucking insane, man. And on top of that, these police ain't not right. It's not like one side is innocent. There's always a war on the cops, versus the black community. Neither one of them innocent. You got psychopaths, against, trying to apprehend psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's just a difference. One of them has a license and a badge.
One of them organized.
Yeah.
One of them unorganized.
Yeah. One of them organized. One of them unorganized. One of them's funded by the government. One of them's just looked at like civilians, but at the same time not, because most Jakes have felonies and misdemeanors. And these different Jakes are getting to the point. Like I seen that also in Chicago. They was like, these cops ain't gonna come through our certain areas locking Jake up. We're gonna start pushing caps wigs back, man. We're gonna start making examples of whoever these cops that roll up on these streets thinking they're gonna do what they do.
Yeah, we're
gonna start pushing their stuff back, man.
And that's where a lot of Jake gets stuff mixed up. That whole sovereign citizen thing about, oh, this is the law, man. He saw it through generations. He saw it, and the wicked has known to to break laws, man. All this sovereign citizen, and you can't do this or you can't do that. Hey, that's gonna be thrown out the window, man. And like the brother said, they just gonna start cracking heads, man.
Yeah.
And
what you about to say?
No, I was about to say I could. It was more on the second Edges 5.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I'll go back to it. 5 and 9.
Yeah, kind of.
All right. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another.
It say the salt water shall be found in the sweet. Goes into that mixing up, man. It's going to be a mix up of things, man. The scripture said in the book of Habakkuk, that surely the things turn upside down. Roughly paraphrased. So things is upside down, man. You got the homosexuality. You got men wanting to be women. Women wanting to be men, and the kids wanting to be grown. Little 12-year-old boy want to be a 25-year-old woman,
and 25-year-old woman want to be on TikTok like she's 16. She want to get her preteen, life back.
Yeah. So the things is that the salt water shall be found in the sweet. It goes into the mixing up in the latter times, man. You know, because the scriptures speak about how wickedness is going to increase in the latter days, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're living at an all-time high of wickedness, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's why we got to constantly be filtering our minds out of this garbage. Because, you know, constantly be inundated with the internet. You know, this stuff can put demons on us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's certain jakes that, you know, come into the truth, and they be real extremists, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be in the truth with a, you know, fully, you know, you taking pictures with fully automatic guns. Like, what type of images you portraying?
Right.
You know, in that spirit of taking it to the devil. You know, like we're gonna, you know, go to the Capitol building, you know, with our biggest guns and our ammunition, like, you know, like we're gonna be 144,000 Rambos, and that's how we're gonna take over this kingdom.
Right.
Nah, man, that's part of you, Jake's going, you know, getting psycho.
Oh, even Sleepy Joe just said that.
Oh yeah.
You know, in a recent press conference he was basically speaking about how people basically bucking up against the government. He said you're gonna need nuclear weapons to do that, man. You know, and here it is, you people on the side of Joe Biden, man. You know.
Yeah, and he another one.
Yeah.
It's like it's everybody at this point, man. This is just like Gotham City, man. You see,
Oh yeah,
you see the mayor, you know, the mayor corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll see the thieves. Like I said, it's always keep using that word villain. It's always some new damn super villain.
Right.
You know, whether it's the Penguin, you know, or fucking
what's the Riddler?
Yeah, the Riddler.
The Riddler.
You know.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, you know, these those Two-Face. You know, which when you watch the Joker, the Joker movie back in the day, I think it was Batman. You know, the one that was starring, you know, had Dark Knight. You know, the Riddler was you know, he was a good guy. You know, he was working for the good side. Then he ended up turning corrupt, and that's what's happening with a lot of these individuals. You know, these guys that you know, so-called playing for the winning side, they're turning, you know, extremely corrupt. You know, pushing narcotics. It's a lot that happens too. A lot of these cops pushing a lot of narcotics. You know, really helping certain jakes, you know, get through with that crime, man. So what do you think when all hell is really gonna break through? These cops ain't gonna, you know, they're gonna play both sides of the field, man. You know, that's why we gotta stay out the way, you know, through the spirit. And it says, and all friends shall be found, shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. Yo, so the minds and the wittiness, you know, understanding is going to be scarce. A lot of people are not going to know what's going on. How did it start? You know, where does it end? You know, and you know, that's the time of Jacob's trouble. Because even though the spirit, we already know it's going to be a fast time, the Lord might drag it out for niggas, man. Scripture says, you know, you know, we're going to rejoice in that day. You know, but you know, Jacob's going to sow and mourn. Lord going to make it where these different cities you have zero access. You know, it's going to be hard. You ain't going to be able to go to a club, you know, and go get you a double shot, you know, of Hennessy, you know, get you some, you know, Grey Goose, and you know, you stare across and see the chick with the nice, you know, nice voluptuous breasts, you know, slide on her. You know, that type of spirit, you know, that energy is going to be cut off, man. To the point where a lot of these different cities and states, you're not even going to be able to get into. Quarantine, checkpoints, you know, National Guard. Hell, who's to say that they ain't gonna drop bombs on certain cities prior to nuclear missiles? The scriptures speak about that. You know, the Lord said, "I have set fire out. What would I if it already be kindled?" It's gonna be a lot of fires, raging fires in these different buildings.
Just like over there in Israel, you know, they shot those rockets. It wasn't nuclear missiles. It was rockets shot over there in Gaza. You know. And that same everything that's happening over in the eastern side of the world is going to be brought over to the western side, man.
Exactly.
You know,
that's right. Now, you're gonna read a few of these articles. You got another precept?
Yeah, I had a quick one.
Okay, I just was gonna read a few of these articles, just the top points, bullet points on it. You know, just to showing the you know, temperature of the times that we living in. We'll get back into some scriptures. But you had this one article starting off, says, beautiful IG model accused of killing her 7-year-old son, wanted to start a new life. This woman in San Jose, California, Samantha Moreno Rodriguez, you know, she killed her son, you know, and the brother had put in the darkness rising.
Yeah. Because even even because I read a little bit on the article, it shows you how these people not gonna be phased by the stuff that they're doing. If they caught the woman killed her child and they caught her on a date in another city with a man, you know, she was out eating after she killed her son, man.
Yeah, casual brunch,
baby
child decaying.
Right.
I seen a video which this guy, he had some brain when he basically got shot and his his mind was basically bugged out, but it was a break-in and the individuals they had conflicts with because they knew him before. They shot his woman, killed him on the couch. You know, they shot him in the face. You know, he was in the interrogation room. You know, they figured out actually days later. I think somebody knocked on the door and they figured, seen all kind of shit going on. People, somebody dead on the couch. They took him to the interrogation room. It was days after, and they was talking to him, and he basically was like, he just wanted to go to bed. They was like, did you hear your girl get shot? He was like, yeah. He was like, what did you do about it? Like, nothing. He said, I wanted to go lay down. I wanted to go to sleep.
Man.
He said, so why you do that? He said, I just wanted to go to bed. I was tired. But he really had some brain. His brain started to be real jacked up because he did get shot in the face and it affected his brain. But it's a lot of these individuals, just to add to what you're saying, they're not even killing and calling the cops like in the spirit of remorse. See, it was a time where certain individuals would kill, then they have remorse, crying and they plead guilty. You got bug out Jake, like this one Jake with dreadlocks. He over here defending himself.
Yes, after he said, and he said he was guilty.
Saying he guilty.
It showed you that in Joker too. Going back to the movie, the most recent Joker, when he was basically stalking the woman. Yeah, and he in his mind he thought that the woman liked him, but in reality, she found him out. She found him out to be weird, and I don't think they actually went into him, but I think he ended up killing her, man.
Yeah, I think he ended up turning her out, turning the TV off. Yeah. So that's the times that we're living in, man. A little bit more. 751 bodies found at Indigenous school in Canada. Says investigators have found 751 unmarked graves at the site of a former residential school for Indigenous children. A discovery that follows last month's report of 215 at another school. And that's a little bit off the point, but at the same time, it's just showing you just the weird nature, man. Yeah. Because hell, even everything has a vibration to it. A lot of these cities that we live in are built upon dead men's bones. You're not supposed to be built in. Back in the ancient world, we would have specific areas, assigned for the dead. Because it's a vibration. Nowadays, you'll have, you got a hospital, you got babies being born with it up top, and you got dead bodies at the bottom, man.
Yeah, just like here in Lake Lanier. It's a lake here in Georgia. Recently it's been known for deaths taking place. But when you go into the history of it, it was basically an old town, where Jake dwelt, and Esau basically persecuted them there, man. And ran them out of the city, and they built the lake on top of it. Now you got all type of crazy stuff happening there. People drowning and getting caught up. It's like every time you turn around, it's a story about somebody died on that on that water, man. Because it's a spirit with it, man.
Yeah, America's haunted, man. This whole city is haunted. It's another. There's a lot of them cities like that.
Yeah.
Have very gross past. And certain people be in the area. They got bad omens that follow them. Yeah, because it's all kind of demons in that city, man. It was a city built upon blood, founded upon bloodshed. It's another one that says, L.A. man beaten like Rodney King by 6 sheriff deputies. Yeah, they beat this guy. They pulverized him. And this isn't even something that really, hit the news. Well, a lot of people seen it, but, it was, some people didn't really recognize. You didn't see fucking Jake going out protesting and riding like the Rodney King riots back in the day.
George Floyd.
Yeah, George Floyd.
The media pushed that energy. You know how many Jake died like George Floyd, man?
Yeah, it's George Floyd's every day, man.
Yeah.
What made this guy significant?
Right.
You know, and like I said, these cops, they're gonna start planting more drugs on niggas. You know, fucking going into houses without a so-called warrant.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to. Do you have a warrant? You know, really asking them certain. I want to speak to my lawyer.
I know my rights.
I know my rights. You know, I said because these individuals that really, even these investigators and stuff like that, they're alcoholics. A lot of them be on drugs. Hell, these judges that judge you with their penal code, a lot of them do cocaine, man. And then like these judges, are after work, they just be meditating and going to Buddhist temples, absolving their sins so that they actually are in the right headspace, to practice, justice. Man, them judges be bugged out, man.
Yeah.
And here it is, they're qualified to, push, America's legislation on you, or the American law, practice law, to lock you up. You got this other one that says Fresno gang member gets 206 years to life prison for egregious murder of young couple. So yeah, there you have it. And this is just a few. It's too many articles to name.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on and on.
You can't even keep up.
You can't keep up. In these different states, in these different cities, and these different countries, you see that people are going, ape shit.
Yeah, that's why you got Micah 2 and 10. This is not our race, man, because wickedness has polluted the earth, man. That's why it's important for us to continue in the labor, and keeping that same mind, because, man, if not, man, the Lord will make you insane, man. Literally, man. I think it's in the book of Isaiah, the 65th chapter. He says he will give you over to your delusions, man. This is not a joke, man. That's why even with dealing with the truth, man, you gotta be careful, man. Be careful what the information that you're going into. Make sure that it goes back to the scriptures, and make sure that you got the correct understanding of that scripture, man.
Yeah.
Because you'll get bugged out, and you'll be just like these other people out here, man. I got something.
Yeah, you got me. Go. Yeah, that's 100% true.
It's Proverbs chapter 4. I'll start at verse 13. It says, "Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life." And that her and that she is speaking of wisdom, man. The wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, man. Okay? It says, hold fast. I think it's in 1 Timothy. It says, hold fast to the things which thou were taught, man. Okay? And it's a reason why, man. Because wickedness is going to continue to increase. You read in Matthew, the 24th chapter and the 12th verse, until Yahweh Shah restores the kingdom, man. Okay? And it says...
Yeah, it says that it shall be like a woman in travail. When a woman is in the process of delivering her son,
contraction.
Yeah, she go through her contractions. She has the labor pains and things of that nature. All kind of body spasms. Her body really starts to bug out. And then eventually, as her water breaks, she goes through her process. That's when the son is delivered. And that's where the relief comes out. But as it's parabolic and it's symbolic for the time that we live in. And as things develop, it's gonna get worse, man. It's not finna be better. You already see that these mayors for brothers that's of course watching. Us brothers watch. All of us brothers in the great millstone we watch. Scripture says, "Watch as well as pray." For individuals on the outside, of course you got to be watching these things, man. Watching how your governors, your local officials, you got to know the picture of your city. Knowing how the vibration is in your certain areas, man. Knowing the worst crime-based cities in your state, knowing where to stay away from. Like we post these things, in our personal group. We stay on top of these, these matters because, it's going to get, like I said, it's going to get worse. And you got to kind of have your, stay out the way, moving, with an objective, moving with a purpose. Scripture says that. Don't be moving idly in the city, man.
Yeah.
Just want to ride to the hood. I just want to, heard about the hoods in Newark, Newark, New Jersey, man. I just want to ride through, man, see what these.
Going to these little sundown cities.
Yeah, sundown towns.
Trying to see what Esau be doing. And
after night.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the curiosity, just too curious. Yeah, I just want to see how these sundown. Heard a lot about these sundown towns. Heard a lot of niggas. Heard what kind of.
Go home, bro.
Go home, bro.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity kills the cat.
I had a little bit more.
Okay, we could close with this one too, unless you had some other.
This is it. Verse 14, Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men.
It says, envy not the oppressor, neither choose none of his ways. You got it.
It says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. And that's wisdom, man. Dealing with you and your everyday walk, and you not only you gotta experience these things, man. You gotta see something happening that's off in the spirit over there. Alternate that route, man.
Yeah, you gotta have that. Like Apostle Hart had that video, how brothers in the truth are. It's beautiful. Like alternate, man. You gotta switch. But Apostle Hart had a video about brothers in the truth are prognosticators.
Oh yeah,
we see the prophecies, so we know what's gonna come to pass. We could look, steps ahead in the future.
Yeah, just like how we was speaking in the chat, like you mentioned earlier, about the Jake who got gunned down at the gas station, that brothers used to live by. But prior to that, bro was like, no, I ain't stopping at that gas station.
Hell no.
I always go by that gas station because we know, man. You got it.
Yeah, we stayed up in Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain, Georgia's a nigga gas station. It was niggas always getting clipped. Niggas always got killed over there. With shootings. We never stopped at that gas station. And we know these certain brothers should know these gas stations. Like, yeah, it's a lot of Jakes that get put to death in this area. I ain't finna be moving around this area. I ain't trying to be, link up with certain, ribs and stuff. Scripture speak about meeting out with a harlot. You gotta work out your meeting grounds and stuff like that. Watching these certain apps and stuff you trading on. Because Jake playing for keeps out here, man. And Jake don't care about killing and getting caught. A lot of these people do not have no remorse. They're not too, remorseful about going to prison. Some of these individuals will get locked up and they be laughing in the judge's face, man. Yeah. I seen some nigga was cussing the judge out, spit on the judge. I seen a Jake spit on the judge, man. Yeah. It's like, what the hell? These Jake, and it's like, what would this individual do to me? If he was still out, if I were to say something that rubbed him the wrong way, and a lot of these Jakes be having all these guns and shit on all kind of pills. They be taking these white boy drugs, man. Ain't even taking, you had black man drugs and you had, it was always a clear division. Now it ain't a division. Jake taking opium and fentanyl, Percocets and Molly's, getting tattoos on them like white boys. These Jakes are bugged out, man. But
that was it.
That was it. Yeah. Okay. Finish it out with this in Amos 5:13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silence at that time, for it is an evil time. So we gotta, keep our mouths closed, man, in certain areas. Knowing our environment, like I said, knowing that, wickedness is on the prowl and it's looking to hunt down, the souls of the righteous, the souls of the innocent.
Yep. Because I believe that word prudent goes into foreseeing, like a prophet, man.
You gotta have the hindsight, the foresight. Just like when you drive in a car. You look in the rear, you see all these Jakes damn near flying, accelerating and stuff like that. Make you want to, let me just go over. You don't try to, cut them off. Try to cut them off so they can slow down, man. Nah, you get out their way, man. Because they got demons on them. You see a car accident, all right, I'm going to make this, I'm going to go this way. I see everybody going this way, where all the traffic going, like you just said, I'm going to alternate my route. You got to have that mindset with everything nowadays, man. We got to be quick, fast, in a hurry, man. Prudent, have that spiritual acumen, knowing what to get in, like what not to get into, knowing when to measure the time. Because our lives are on the line, man. Yeah. It's friends and family members that we know. I know all you brothers, got a story or two or three. Multiple stories of individuals that you knew last year, that year before, it just got clipped. Something vicious, a vicious attack took place. Whether it's a break-in or a shooting, vehicular homicide or something like that, from being overly drunk.
Yeah.
Speed demon or something like that. It's going on all day, every day.
God.
They say in Atlanta, if it's like the new Chicago. So we just wanted to really drive those points home. Just being mindful. Because the prophecy said it, that the love of many shall wax cold. And we got to just stay within the love of Yahweh Shema Shah, because it's the only thing that's going to stay stable and stay where it is. It's going to abound, and if anything, it's going to grow within us. So we have to grow in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, and move, covertly and discreetly. So hopefully, brothers, will edify. We're going to end it by giving all praise and honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
Double honor to the apostle, Elder Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.